you're anything like me and your car isn't actually from this decade, then you might want to think about upgrading a few of the bits and pieces in there with some awesome new tech that's actually not all that expensive. Now, if you do have a car that is from this century that may already have a lot of these features built in, then feel free to let me know what you have in the comments down below, as I am a little bit of a car nerd as well as a tech nerd, so that'd be cool. But nonetheless, if you are a bit of an older car owner, or a car that is older owner, then these 5 bits of tech for around about £100 are at least a decent start into bringing your car into the 21st century. The first bit of tech is something that a lot of owners, in fact I generally recommend all owners should probably have in their vehicles, and that is a dash cam. Now, these aren't really getting factory fitted at the moment, so even if you do have a brand new car, you're likely not going to have one of these in it already, unless you've already gone out and bought one yourself. So this one from Oki is actually a pretty decent value for money. I think around about £50 to £60 depending on the price of the listing at the time you watch this. It's a decent value, and here is a couple clips from me driving around in the rather overcast British weather. Installation for the dashcam was really simple. They actually give you 3 adhesive pads and sort of clips that you can use to keep the cable, nicely tucked around your vehicle. I would mention that it's best to mount the dashcam up high, like I did, just behind my rear view mirror, so that I can't see it. It's not in my way at all, but it does have a clear view out of the vehicle. And I'd also mention that cable routing is definitely better when you can easily remove panels of your vehicle, and if you are fairly comfortable with removing some of the panels in your vehicle, then that might be a decent step. But cable routing, even just with the included clips, is still pretty easy. Now, if you're like me, my car is actually a very custom radio unit. It doesn't have an aux in or USB in at all, and only relies on FM and CDs. And burning CDs every time you want to listen to a new set of music is an expensive and painful procedure, especially for someone who owns a lot of cases that don't have DVD drives anymore. So yeah, that's kind of a problem. So Oki kind of have a solution for this, and that is their FM transmitter. Now, they have a couple of them. They have one in this style, which is obviously the one I have here, and it's a bit of a sort of bendy neck kind of one, which does have a charging 2 amp USB port on it, as well as a USB port for audio in, and an aux jack on the side, as well as obviously Bluetooth if you fancy. This just creates a local FM radio station effectively that you can connect to, as said, via Bluetooth, aux in, or USB, and still charge your phone at the same time, which is very nice. And of course, then you just tune your radio to that frequency, and you can change that on the fly as well if you get into an area that has a station on that frequency. So it is really nice, it works really well, and here's a quick sort of demonstration and setup. We have the FM transmitter set up, which is actually pretty simple to do. So you just use the buttons on the side to select what frequency. So there's a little screen there. So you just select, so I've got it on 96.5 at the moment. Obviously set your actual radio to 96.5 and it works perfectly. I've got it connected via Bluetooth, so insert copyrighted music here. You get the point. It works very well, and I've actually got the dash cam plugged into this one. The next thing that doesn't come factory standard is often a phone mount for, well, your smartphone. Now, it depends what vehicle you have, especially if you have one of the newer ones that have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, but specifically if you're just looking to use Google Maps or something to navigate yourself around, having it in your hand and trying to drive, especially in a manual vehicle, is dangerous, possibly illegal depending on where you live, and just annoying. So having a dash mount is actually a really useful sort of feature to have in your car. And this one, again, from Oki, they didn't sponsor the video or anything, they just provided all the parts here. This one is actually pretty decent. It's a suction cup with a ball mount, a magnetic ball mount, so you can actually remove the actual phone holder itself if you fancy, and completely reposition it in any one of sort of 180 degrees on any direction. So that is pretty awesome. And for me, I mounted it onto my windscreen relatively up high, but not in my way at all, which is very nice. And of course, just due to the shape of my windscreen, I can't really attach it any lower. They do also include an adhesive pad, a sort of flat panel, so in theory, if you have a more curved dashboard, you can use that panel to sort of stick it down and then stick the actual suction cup mount on top of that, but because of just the texture of my dashboard, it just didn't work. So nonetheless it does still work pretty well. And to back that up, we also have 3 USB Type A to Type C cables. This is kind of the next one in line. Now for me, I have a OnePlus 3T. Of course, you can pick up the USB micro B cables, or of course Apple's lightning cables as well from Oki as well. So if you have any device under the sun, you should be able to charge it with one of their cables. But these ones are actually really nice. They're braided cables. These ones are a little bit short, so definitely go with the longer option if you're looking to charge your phone, especially if it's fairly, your 12-volt jack is fairly far away from where you're going to be positioning your phone. But these ones are actually really very nice, very high quality feeling at very least, and do a really nice job. And to back all of that up, you do want to be able to actually charge your phone and not just stick the USB cable in the 12-volt socket. So you will need a USB charger, and this is where again Oki comes in with their 2-port USB charger. They do actually include one of those with the dash cam, so do bear in mind that the dash cam does need USB power. The dash cam does have a built-in battery, but you do need to keep that regularly charged and having it connected to the mains, or at least to the car's electrics. Then that does mean that it knows when to turn off and turn on. You don't have to you basically don't have to touch it until you want to take footage off. So that is a pretty nice feature. But if you do want some extra ports, and especially if you have multiple 12-volt sockets, then you can pick up a couple of these. Oki also do 3, 4, and I believe like 6-port versions of these as well. So if you want to charge multiple devices, if you have a carload of people that all need their phones charging, then you can pick up different ones as well. So now everything is set up. It's actually a pretty decent experience. I'm really happy to now finally have a dash cam in my vehicle, and I really do recommend getting one as well. It massively helps with insurance claims and stuff like that. And of course, you can just catch all the terrible drivers on your local roads. Otherwise, having the phone mount is fantastic, because I've gone from having to, get my passenger to hold my phone or trying to have it in my lap and having it slide about, to now having it in a nice visible position, actually tilted downwards, so you shouldn't have too much glare there as well. If you've got any suggestions for other bits of car tech that you are running, or that you'd like to see in a similar video to this one in the future, let us know in the comments down below. And if you're interested in having a discussion about cars, and especially the tech in cars, then feel free to leave a comment down below there, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So yeah, it'd be interesting to have a chat. Otherwise, if you want to check out any of these products, then feel free to take a look at the links in the description down below. I'll leave links to all of them, and hopefully worldwide links too. So if you're not in the UK, hopefully you can still check these out. I'll also leave Amazon and Overclocked UK affiliate links down there too. Those do genuinely help me out, and are one of the best ways to support me in making these videos on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday basis. So if you could use those when you're buying stuff on those sites, that would be fantastic. There's also some other links down there too, so if you do want to check them out, feel free. And of course, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already and you're sort of new to these videos. And as I said, leave a comment, let me know what you thought of the video, the actual products themselves, or anything else down there too. Otherwise, there's some videos over here for you to check out, and hopefully the subscribe button somewhere else on the screen too. And yeah, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you all in the next video.